Namaste, everyone. Welcome to Sujan Speaks. My name is Sujan Shah. We are in series part 7 about spreading positive emotions. And I know that this threat is still out there and we're still worried about it. There is an existential threat out there. And while doing so, I thought we will talk about what are thoughts? What does thoughts do? Where they come from? Obviously, you might say, Sujan, it's very easy. Thought comes from mind. But if we dig a little deeper, the answer might be a little longer than that. I understand, of course, it comes from mind, as we all know it. I think there is more to it. And based on my personal experience, I had been watching these thoughts and reading a lot about it, and I have experienced myself. Then, when I had a lot of thoughts, I started watching them and tracking back to where those thoughts are really coming from. And I was up for a surprise. So, after careful study, I found out 3 important things the thought comes from. Number 1, experience. Number 2, knowledge. And 3, memory. To explain this in better ways, let's start with an example. So assume that you're driving on a freeway, and while you're driving on a freeway, you see an accident. You're driving, you're listening to music, and you are, some Hollywood or Bollywood movies or some songs, and out of nowhere, you see an accident right in front of you. You're safe, but there is an accident in front of you, and a lot of things goes on. There is a lot of chaotic noise, there is a horror. So this first thing we notice is called experience. Your senses, your perception is recording that experience and making a memory based on that knowledge. So knowledge is nothing but small details that car went 2-3 different collisions or some screams or things like that. So all these things, when they come to your mind with the help of senses, your hearing, your sight, all these things, they're creating a small plane of a memory in your brain, in your mind. So when you have that memory stuck in your brain, thought is nothing but reaction to all these memories and knowledge. In other words, if you would not have memory, there would not be thoughts. That means if you have a limited knowledge, your thoughts have expiry as well. They can end. So based on these 3 things, knowledge, experience, and memory, these are the basic foundation of thoughts. That's how thoughts come from. That's how they are created. And we often feel, can I stop these thoughts? Can I stop mind from working? Well, the easy answer is we cannot. Mind has been evolved for millions of years to be able to do the work they're doing right now. The way it works is based on a lot of evolution for millions of years. Something which is really bigger than us. Just like trying to control ocean or sun, we just cannot. So when we register a specific event in our mind, thought is a reaction to that knowledge, that experience, and that memory. And when we track these specific thoughts, specific to those incidents in our life, that realization itself gives us a power. That realization of tracking and taking everything into account gives us a tool to go above and beyond. So the better question to ask is, how can I work with my mind, than asking a question, can I stop my mind, or can we stop our thoughts? Just like when we eat something with our body, if we eat something bad, our body suffers. You get stomachache, you get vomiting, diarrhea, things like that. With the mind, it's the same thing. For mind, it's a little different because it's a different food for thought. So for mind, going back to the previous video, like I said, when we identify ourselves with something we are not, there starts the mental suffering, the thoughts. You start diarrhea right there. So if you eat well for mind, your thoughts will not go incessantly, continuously. You will be able to track them to your real self, your real incidents, and that itself gives you a power to go beyond thoughts. You're not able to stop your thoughts. Let me tell you again, we cannot stop our thoughts. Only thing we can do is watch, track, and trace to the incident, experience, memory, and knowledge. And that itself gives us power to go above and beyond. Guys, mind is something enormous. Just like our body, just like the organs in our body we cannot control directly, but they're still there. They're still functioning in your body. Do you want to stop those? We cannot. We're living perfectly fine. Just like those organs, we have mind and brain as well. We cannot get rid of it, which is product of so many years of evolution. When we fight to get rid of thoughts, we are creating more of them. Just like the example I shared in last videos, that when you throw a stone in a lake, it creates waves. And if you want to stop those waves and you put your hand in that pond or river, you're creating more waves. So only way to get around it is to let those waves stop. Same, it applies to mind. I want you to understand this. It's not complicated. This is nothing. It's not intellectual game. It's a simple observation. When we have thoughts coming at us, they're just thoughts. Remember, they are going to come at you. They're going to distract you. They're going to make sure that you are not reaching your true self. So next time when you have this question, can I get rid of my thoughts? Ask this question to yourself. How can I manage or live with these thoughts, just like you're living with the rest of your organs, which you do not have control over? And two, most importantly, it starts when we identify ourselves that we are not. That's the most complicated opportunity we have at this day and age, because we are bombarded with information, we are bombarded with distractions, we are bombarded with entertainment, advertisement, commercialization. It's in our hands to say, that's not who I am. Your thoughts will be coming at you trying to distract and say, that's who you are. And you say, no, that's you, that's monkey, that's mind. That's monkey mind jumping up and down. That's not me. That's exactly what happens. Basis of my explanation is purely spiritual, based on Advaita Vedanta, and pranayam or meditation can help to get through this path as well. I have experienced myself for the last 4 to 5 years. I hope you employ it for your own benefit as well. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you get a chance to go beyond constant thoughts in your mind and have a blissful life. Until next video, be safe and follow the rules. Namaste.